We have to praise Allah, alhamdulillah. We seek His help, we seek His forgiveness. Seek refuge of Allah from the evil within our own souls and from all our bad deeds. Whoever Allah guides, no one can misguide. Whoever Allah misguides, nobody can guide. I bear witness there is no deity worthy of my worship except Allah, who is one, has no partners. I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His slave and messenger. Whew. How's everyone doing? We good? Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is a good intro that the brother gave me, like I listen a lot when they introduce me and sometimes I proper cringe, like, Wisdom Bilal is this, is that, and I'm like, I feel like, they're introducing some big scholar or some big sheikh, and I'm thinking, like, no, don't. He's just like, look, poetry, keep it basic, because that's all I am really. I'm not like a big speaker who can teach anyone their religion or anyone their deen. And even when he said the life culture thing, that's mainly at young people. So like 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds. So it's not like I'm some big, you understand? Keep it. I'm just a young man still going through my own transitions. But the bit that touched me is when he said he converted 15 years ago. You see how time flies? MashaAllah, I'm getting old. So, who's in the room today? Somalia's in the room today, I can see. The old and the young is in the room today. You see, when I get booked to do a workshop, for me, I usually think, I want you to come down and do a workshop. I usually think I'm going to have like a group of young teenagers sitting in a circle and I can say, right, everyone stand up. Right, this is what we're going to do. Right, walk around in a circle, we're going to do this, we do that. So that's what I came here with the intentions. And I see my beautiful brother giving a speech and I see that we're full of different ages, so I have to deliver it differently. So if you're under the age of 10, just put your hands up if you're under the age of 10 and make a sound like the brother was encouraging. So, yep, under the age of 10, yep. Say, yep. All right. So if you're in between the age of 10 and 11 and 15, yep. Okay, I need to know who's in front of me. If you're in between the age of 16 to 21, yeah? 16 to 21, yeah, that's the difficult ones. 22 to 28, yeah. All right, 29 to 36. Yeah, that's the cool years. I'm within them years if everyone wanted to know. Yeah, I'm within them years. 37 to 45. 45 to 50s. Yeah, we've got a couple. Over 50s. Don't stress yourselves out. Do not put your hands up. It's not that serious. 70. MashaAllah. Let's say MashaAllah. So we're a mixture of different ages. As he already asked about races, I know we've got Eritreans, we've got Pakistanis, we've got different races. So we're different ages and different races. So has anyone ever heard me speak live before? Who was at the last event when I done a workshop speaking? Telling my story, speaking. Hands? Only a few. Okay. I think I know what I can do then, and forgive me if you heard. So, it's funny, because I was listening to the brother speak, and he's touching me. And when you see somebody cry, does it make you feel like emotional, like you want to cry too? It touches you. It's like the heart's connecting with the heart, right? And it was making me think of like the one body thing. Like we're all one body. When one part's in pain, the rest of you feel pain. And it makes me think about my daughter. It's how it is with my daughter. Like when she's sad, I'm sad. If she's happy, I'm happy. It's like a connection. And that's how we are in this religion. But trust me, we forget that. It's not like we are one family and we're one body. When someone said to me once, I was in the masjid, I was listening, and I listened to the speech, and it's simple words, but it touches you. He's saying, you will not enter paradise unless you're a true believer. You're not entering paradise unless you're a true believer. And you're not a true believer unless you want for your brother what you want for yourself. So I was thinking about that deeply, and I was thinking the way we are, it's not really like we want for each other what we want for ourselves. Because raised as a non-Muslim like the brother, I'll go into it. Raised as a non-Muslim, the truth is, what attracts us to this religion, what attracted me to this religion, is the love. It's because you feel like you're lost. You're this lost characters. You're living in this lost world, this world of darkness with no direction. And then this religion is presented in front of you. And you're reading these stories about these people like Umar ibn Khattab, Abu Bakr Siddiq, Uthman ibn Affan, Bilal ibn Rabah. You're reading these stories about these people and you're lost in darkness. Everything is dog eat dog world. Everyone hates each other. Like, that's what you're thinking. This is what your life's like. So when you start reading these stories, how a man saying, you have no wealth and no wife. I have 2 wives. I will divorce one of my wives and give to you. I will give you half of my wealth too. You're thinking, is this the type of love these people had? When you're hearing these stories about the richest man in Medina and this woman, the Muslim, she's coming and that's his mum and she's saying no, she doesn't want to marry him because he has no Islam. You're thinking, is this the type of women they had? So you're reading these stories as a non-Muslim, you're learning about this religion and you fall in love with it. You fall in love with it and I'm saying, you know what, I remember coming to those stages in my life where I said, I just need to be a Muslim. I want to enter that world. Because the world I was in was very dog eat dog. Everyone's just trying to chase each other, after each other and chasing this material world that doesn't even really exist. And then what I feel like, I come to this religion and I'm just being honest because there's no non-Muslims here, is there? Any non-Muslims, put your hand up. No, so I can be honest, we're family, we can talk, we're one body. So I come to this religion and it's like, I don't know, maybe you guys can help me. I'm just talking from the heart, you lot can help me. But I felt like, this is the truth. You know, like if you go to the shop and you buy a can of beans, baked beans, and you go home, you're looking forward to having some beans on toast, so you get your toast out, then you open the can and it's corn inside. So you're thinking, hold on, I went to buy baked beans, why is it corn? Because I'm being real now. I started to not understand the mentality. This is just all through my experiences, the mentality of the Muslims that I was meeting. I didn't understand the mentality because you got to think of it as me. Like, as my brother was saying, we're growing up, looking up to Jay-Z. I'm looking up to Jay-Z too. I remember being that young boy. We didn't have no money. I come from a council estate. Some of you might have heard my story. You have no money. Mummy ain't got no money to buy food. Mummy ain't got no money to buy trainers. Instead of sending me to the shop, she's sending me to the next door neighbours. Sending me to the next door neighbours, I'm embarrassed. Knocking on the next door neighbour's door. Where you are, Ashley? You all right? Yeah, my mum said, have you lot got any flour, please? My mum said, so you feel embarrassed, you ain't got no money. That's how we grow up. And if she ain't sending me to my next door neighbour, she is sending me to the shop, but she's sending me to the shop with no money. She's writing a note. Take this to Paul and tell him that we need these things. And yeah, hurry up. Wouldn't rice. No money. So I'm going to the shop and I'm embarrassed and I'm giving Paul the note. And he's reading the note and he's saying, look, tell your mum next time I'm not doing it. It's the last time. I'm embarrassed. I'm angry. As an 8-9-year-old boy, I'm angry. And this is where that anger starts for the young boy. So I'm walking back through my estate and it's like, I've got rubbish trainers on as well. The first person who wants to laugh at me or say something, I just want to fight them because I've got this anger built up inside me. I want to let out that anger. But when you get home, and my brother's saying, we're going to a different world. We turn on the TV and we're seeing the rap stars. So we can close the door on our poor life and we can imagine our room is somewhere else. So when I'm watching them rap stars and they're in them nice clothing and they're smoking and they got the sunglasses on and they got the women in the bikinis and they're doing all these things, I'm watching it saying, yeah, I feel like I'm them. I'm not got on the nice car. I'm wearing a string vest and some ripped up pajamas, but I feel like I'm him. And I'll roll up a piece of paper and imagine it's a cigar and I'll be like, yeah, we fly high, no lie, you know this, bullet, hey. This is me. Like, I want to be like them. But why? I understand why. And I know why the young man wants these things. And he looks up to these things. You know why it is? Because he said, what did he say? You got to find your role models. Pick your role models. Who's your role models? I didn't have no role models. Wallahi, I had no one telling me. My mum is all I had. I had no uncles, no aunties, no cousins, no sisters. Because my mum doesn't know who her dad is. And my mum's mum left her when she was young. So that means I got no grandparents, no aunties, no cousins, no nothing. And my dad's gone. So I got no uncles, no aunties, no grandparents, no cousins on that side. So I've literally got my mum. My mum can't handle the stresses of life. So my mum is drinking alcohol every day, 24 hours a day. So my mum is not actually all there. So I can't actually have a serious conversation with her. So the one person I have got is not stable to have a conversation with. So who's my role model? I got an older sister. But she's so angry at mum. You know what women are like. They're more emotional that she's ran away from the house. So my sister don't want to be there. So my sister's in the clubs every night. She's staying at her friend's house. She's just not turning up. So it's just me and this mum. So I'm just in my room and I'm picking these people as my role models. Well, I got no one telling me, do you know what? You don't need to go for these richest things. It doesn't matter if you're poor. Do you not know that Abu Hurairah used to tie a rock to his stomach when he... So give me some inspiration to make me feel like, you know, it doesn't even matter. I'm like Abu Hurairah then. He never had money. I ain't got no... There's no one telling me, do you know that? Like, it doesn't matter, you're this young black boy with terrible shoes. Do you know Bilal ibn Rabah was a black slave? He never had nothing, but he had a lot. So I could say, you know what? I'm like Bilal then. Yeah, do you know what? I don't even care. I'm going out in flip-flops today. I never had no one to look up to, none of these role models. And I don't know that there's a judgment day and that there's a paradise after this life. I believe that this life's all you got. Imagine if you haven't been taught about Islam or this religion. You've never heard of it. So I'm thinking, so wait there, what happens? We're born, we live and we die, and that's it. So while I'm here, while I'm living, I need to make the most out of this life. Because when I die, it's all over. And then my friend just got shot in the head in the barbershop. He's dead. He's only 19. My cousin, she's dead. She's only 16. My next friend's dead. She's only 22, got shot outside the club. So I'm thinking, hold on. Everyone's dying in these young ages. I need to live fast because I could die any time. And when you die, that's it. It's all over. So I understand why I was in a rush to have these things. Because we all want happiness, no matter what color we are, what age we are, what race we are, what religion we are. That's what we all want in this life. So I'm thinking these things are going to make me happy. I'm in a rush to find that happiness before I die. Because this is the only life I got. But what I didn't understand was, I chased those things. I chased all of those things. And then my first job ever was a film. I went from 0 to 100. I never had a job. And these people from the BBC TV channel come to my area. And they said, and this is what we want. The main thing you want is to be famous. You want to be famous and you want to be known. I remember they come to my area. I lived in Brixton, South London. You know, this is like a rough area in London. So they come round, they say, I said, yeah, what are you lot doing around here? They said, we're going to be making a film. I see like all the crew. I said, yeah, can't make a film in my area unless I'm in it because I'm the boss of this area. But I'm just saying that, like I'm cocky as a youngster. And they say, okay, we like this guy. Like, you know, why don't you come down to the BBC? We'll give you an audition. I said, what, for real? They said, yeah. I said, Mum, the people saying that I should come to the BBC, I can have an audition to be in a film. So my mum says, which film? My son's going to be on TV. My mum's happy. Give me the address. Because that's all my mum's hoping. Every time my mum's mash up, drunk, she'd call me and she'd be like, my son, you're going to be rich, you know. You're going to help mummy. You're going to be rich and buy a big house. So you got that pressure. So mum's happy now. When it's the day to go there, mum's ready, got me ready. She's like, come, we're going to BBC. Enough cocoa butter on my face, comb out your afro. Because I used to like my afro picky, like not combed. I used to think it looked rough, it looked good. She's like, comb out my afro. Enough cocoa butter. I look like I'm going to church. I'm going BBC, but I've gone down there with my mum. And when we got there, I was nothing special. There's about 1,000 other kids with their parents. I said, so I said, nah, mum, let's go home, man. Let's go home. This job, I'm not going to get this. Look how much kids are here. And my mum said, no. I said, look, that boy, I've seen him on TV before. He's famous. These are professionals. And these kids look professional. They was all out there. They roll up their sleeves and they like got a bottle of water. Like they know what they're doing. I don't know that way. So I said, let's go. I'm nervous. I'm like a fish out of water. My mum says, you're good. You're professional. What do you mean? I said, mum, I've never acted before. Yes, you have. I come and watch your play at school. I said, mum, that's an nativity play. It's Father Christmas. This is real TV. But you know, mums just want to push you, innit? Mums think you're the best. Yeah. So mum said, look, you're going in there, come. So I've gone in the room now. And when I go in the room, it's like, they take us in 30 at a time. And we're all sitting around the table and they're saying, right, they put the script in front of each one of us. And they say, like, read these lines, 30 people. I want you to say your name, where you're from, and read the lines. But remember, these kids are young. They're in a children's home. That's the characters I'm trying to play. So I want you to be streetwise. I want you to be a bit rough, a bit intimidating, a bit of a bad boy, you know? So I'm like, okay. But I'm still nervous. And the first boy has to read. Where I've sat, alhamdulillah, it's like I'm towards the end. I'm one of the last ones. So I get to listen to everyone else first. First boy has his go. He's very loud. He's very big. So I'm thinking, we don't speak like that. So now I'm getting more confident the more I listen to them. And they're all speaking, and then until I realize these guys ain't got a clue. That doesn't sound bad. Because they're just like, yo, what rude boy, man? Like, come, like, I was thinking, take it down. Like, that's not how we... So when it was my turn, I done it. And she looked at me and she said, wow, that was so, like, real. That was very authentic. I felt a bit scared. And I was like, yeah, that's just how we talk, innit? That's just how we talk. She goes, no, it was good. Like, come, what's your name? Like, where's your mum? Come. So she took me out, she's gone to my mum, and I remember she said, he's really good, he's got natural talent. We want him back tomorrow. So my mum was like, see, I told you, you're good, you're wicked, my son, yes, yeah. So I was like, all right, mum, that's only the next stage. Anyway, long story short, from about 1,000 kids, it went down to 16 of us. I'm still there in the running. Until that one day we're in the market shopping, my mum gets the call, and I know it's them because my mum put on this posh voice, and my mum's proper yardie, ghetto Jamaican. So I don't even understand her when she's talking sometimes. That's how my mum is. My mum, yo, put on the thing, like, come in. This time, hello. So this has got to be BBC. Yes, I'm with him now. Yes. Oh, he would love to do it. So I'm happy now, like young. I was about 14. I'm like, yes. But the first thing I said to my mum is, Mum, how much am I getting paid? What am I getting paid? And she's like, oh Lord. Yeah, he wants to know the money, like how much are you getting paid? So they said it was like about £750 a week, around that. So I said, whoa. Back then, this is 1998. That's a lot of money. I'm like, what? I could buy enough Nike trainers. I'm never going in that shop with a note again. So every week. And so I'm just working out in my head. So I'm going to get £750 today. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days goes and I get it again. And then it goes, and it's going to go on for 3 months. I said, this is sick. My life's about to change. That's the first job I got. My life's about to change. I said, what day do we start? Where do I have to be? We're taking all the details down. So my mum said, I said, yeah, I know how to get there. I can catch the number 2 bus all the way there. It's around the corner. I'll be there in it takes like 8 minutes to get there. I'm living in Norwood now. And it's just down the hill to Brixton. The woman said on the phone, no, he doesn't need to get a bus. He's going to have his own chauffeur for the whole duration of filming. I said, what? A chauffeur come and pick me up? Couldn't wait. So first day of filming, it's about 6:40 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, they pick you up. I remember my house phone ringing. I answer the phone, it's like, hello, Mr. Chin, your car's outside. So I was thinking, yeah, I'm coming now. I like that. It sounds like Mr. Chin. Like everyone called me Ash, but they call me Mr. Chin. I say, Mum, the car's outside, I'm going. So I go outside, now listen, I'm on a bad estate. Rough, no rich people around there. And I walked out down the stairs through the alleyway. On my estate, it's just alleyways. And so it's not roads, it's like alleys. And each alley has 40-something doors. So I walk through my alley and then down the stairs to where the road is. When I get to the road, I just see this black S-Class Mercedes. Man gets out in the white shirt, the black trousers. He's like, good morning, Mr. Chin. He opens the door. I'm thinking, yo, Mr. Chin, I can get used to this lifestyle. Like, I was looking at a Mercedes, yeah, with the Mercs. Looking inside, I see there's like a newspaper folded and a bottle of water. That's for me. I don't even read the newspaper. I'm young then. But I'm just thinking that's for me. My newspaper, my water. I'm looking at the man, the driver with the suit on. This is nuts on my estate. And the man's looking at me like, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, nice, good. It's proper good. And he's thinking, no, I'm saying, is everything okay? Do you want to get in the car or like... But obviously I wanted to get in the car, but I was just thinking, I remember standing there as a youth thinking, you know what, I'm going to get in the car, but I need somebody to see me getting in the car. Like, I can't just get in the car. Someone has to see me get in the car. Because what am I going to do? Just get in the car and that's it. I'm waiting for, there's a girl called Natalie that lives at number 42. I want Natalie to see me. So I can be like, you're right, Natalie, morning. No, just going to work. Then get in the car. Now you can drive. Because that's the kind of people we are from then. We need people to see everything we do to validate it, to make it seem like it's worth it. Like I never had Instagram or Snapchat then, so I could go, rah, yeah, just snapping, just in my Mercedes, just going to work right now. Yeah, tired, man. It's just with my chauffeur. Like, so the people could see. And you know what kind of people we are? We need the people to see. It's almost as if it wasn't worth nothing if the people didn't see it. Because we let the people control our happiness. If the people don't see it, you know, it's times I've heard people say, that was a waste of an outfit, man. No one saw me in that outfit. So it was like a waste. If the people see it and the people rate it and the people say, you did, then you feel good. The people controlling our happiness. It's like we're held hostage by the people. If the people say something bad about you, you feel sad. If the people say something good, you feel good. You know what happened? I got in the car, went to work, nobody didn't see it, it was too early. Next day, the car picked me up, I went to work again. After a week or two, the guy used to phone me and say, the car's outside. I just answer the phone like this, yeah, I'm coming now. I used to run downstairs, jump in the car like, yeah, and I used to just go sleep. I didn't care now. You know why? Because the novelty wore off. It no longer meant anything to me. I didn't care, like I'm used to it now. And that's how everything in this life is. It's like you want it because you don't have it. You want it, you're fascinated by the idea of it. Like, can you imagine if I had a chauffeur, if I had a Mercedes, if I had that? You're in love with the idea, you want it. But once you have it within your grasp, it no longer means anything. Now you want something else. You're sitting in the back of that car thinking about something else that you could want. That you thought was going to make you happy, but now you've got it. It's not making you happy because you're thinking about the next thing that you need to make you happy. Nothing matters, and that's with everything. With everything, just like through the stages of life. The young boys, if I said to them what would make them happy, they're all going to say like, what if I could get an Xbox or a chocolate when you're like 3 years old, a sweetie. If I say to the 12, 13-year-olds, what's going to make you happy? They're going to say, my own iPhone, or can I stay out later at night? If I say to the 17-year-olds, what's going to make you happy? My own car. I say, what about an Xbox or a chocolate? They'll be like, no. Because it changes. It always changes. If I say to the 21-year-olds, it's like my own flat. To my parents to trust me. Freedom. Can I stay out later? So we're always chasing this happiness. And then we get to that stage of that happiness and no longer makes us happy. We're thinking about the next thing that's going to make us happy already. So we're chasing happiness and it don't really exist. So that's how I was. That was my first job. That broke kid, I was chasing happiness. I was looking at them rap stars thinking I want that life in my string vest. Yeah, I want it. And then look, my first job, I got a chauffeur picking me up. I'm going to be on TV now. Some other kid could look at me. So I've chased the happiness. I chased this money and I didn't find no contentment, no inner peace. It just became the novelty, just wear off. It just became nothing to me. And that's when I started thinking, what will make me happy then? And I looked into many things. You know, it's like Allah said, when you take these steps towards Allah, Allah comes running to you. It's like Allah knew that slave there is taking steps towards me. So he came running to me, and out of nowhere, Islam was all over the place, like coming in front of me. Islam, 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 Islam. Like, you can't find happiness in this. And then I met a Muslim, and it's like, they start asking me these questions like, what's the purpose of life? You know, you come from a God, a creator. Do you not know that after you die, there's a paradise? You're going to be judged on everything you do. There's a judgment day and then there's a paradise. So your purpose in life is to do the things which please God and to stay away from the things that displease God. Because on that judgment day, they're going to be weighed like scales. And if your good outweighs your bad, you'll be the people of paradise. If your bad outweighs your good, you'll be the people of Jahannam. So you've got a purpose while you're here to try and do the good and avoid the bad. So I'm thinking this makes sense. He's saying, yeah, this life is just a test. Don't look for happiness in this life. You'll never find it. This life is just a test. You need to focus on pleasing Allah. How can you even expect your heart to be content if you don't have a relationship with the one who created your heart? You're never going to be happy. You're never going to be content. You're chasing it. You're looking for happiness in all the wrong areas. The within ain't going to be content unless it has a relationship with the one who created it. So I'm thinking, do you know what? I need to focus on Allah more. I need to take more steps towards this religion. So I start taking more steps towards this religion. Start researching it, reading it. And like I said, I'm looking into it. And the more I look into it, the more I was enthusiastic. Like, do you know what? This is better. The way they're moving, the way these, like I was saying before, about the way these these women are moving and these men are moving. That's the kind of peaceful life. That's the peaceful life I want. So, I remember, I always tell this story, the way this guy gives the dawah. Someone was talking to me about Islam. I told him, yeah, I'm thinking of becoming a Muslim. I was enthusiastic, yeah. We've got to be careful when we're giving dawah. He was like, I told him I wanted to become Muslim. I was enthusiastic, excited. He was young. And you know, sometimes the young Muslims got a different type of energy. I had it when I was young as well. I had it like when I was 6, 7 months into being Muslim, my energy was different. I was straight. I felt like I just graduated from Medina University. I know I didn't, but that's how I felt. That's how I felt. I walked in my household to my mum. I'd look at her. If I see alcohol, I'll pick it up, I'll pour it down the sink, and I'd move her hand like, nope. And I even changed the way I spoke. My mum once looked at me and said, why you got this accent? I said, mother, you see this drink? It will take you to the fire. It will take you to the fire. You can't drink this drink. And I started realizing, why am I using this accent? Why don't I just talk normal? But I felt more religious with that accent. I was 6 months in. Like, mother, I can't have this conversation. I'd repeat myself. If this will take you to the fire, I'm telling you this drink, it will take you to the fire. Like, I probably was doing it like the talks. And then I'd even throw in Arabic words, knowing she don't understand. Like, even people on the street, I'd walk down the street, I'd see people, and I'd just say to the brother, I remember when they teach me the Arabic word nasiha. First brother I see, I'll be like, Assalamu alaikum, brother. If you come here, I just want to give you some nasiha. Brother. Like, I felt like, I'm like enjoying the good, forbid the wrong. Like, but I was 6 months in. So this guy, I remember when I was a non-Muslim and I met him, he was a bit like that, but at the time I didn't know. So I said to him, bro, you're Muslim, yeah? And he said, yeah, of course I am, brother, of course I am. I said, yeah, I'm thinking of joining you, But I don't know if I had something, a lighter in my hand, and I was like in a different place. I wasn't Muslim yet. So he's looked at me and he's just disregarded. He's like, are you sure? Oh, I don't know if you could do that, bro. So I was thinking, hold on, like I was enthusiastic, I got pure energy, and he's like, like everything you're doing, like there's a lot you're doing, like it's haram, innit? Like you live a very haram life. So I said, what? I don't even know what haram is. I said, what's that word? Like, I don't even know what that is. He said, it's unlawful, it's disallowed. Like a lot of things you do, you have to stop, if you want to be a Muslim. I said, like what? Because I felt judged now. I was like, what do I do? Like, and he goes, like this rapping thing you're doing, like. I said, oh yeah, I get it, like. But to me at the time, I was thinking, it's not a criminal activity. Like, for me, it was just like, what's against the law, what's not against the law. I wasn't even considering what's Allah's laws. So he says, no, it's a criminal, like, you're not allowed. And then I thought, you know what, I'm rapping about guns and drugs, and I get it. He goes, no, all the rapping, all the music, it's haram, bro. You can't do it. Music is haram. I was, well, all music. So about them love songs, like them women like Celine Dion, and them songs like I can't live and living is without you. That's positive. Like, how's that haram? He said, no, all music, it doesn't matter, it's all haram. I was thinking, is this guy know what he's talking about or not? So I said, okay, so what if, I started questioning my cocky side, I said, what if you go to a party then? What are you going to do? Dance in the party with no music? Like, he goes, a party's haram as well. I said, the party's haram. I was thinking that's definitely a positive thing. People go to a party to have a good time, not to have a bad time. No one want to kill you. It's a good thing. So I said, so how can parties be around? What if it's your birthday and you want to celebrate? How are you going to celebrate your birthday? You can't have a birthday party. He said, birthdays is haram, bro. I said, you for real? So no birthday as well. I said, you know what? I don't even need to celebrate my birthday, to be fair. I'm over that now. I'm 18. I just go to a restaurant, invite a couple of girls, guys, have a dinner, bring out a little cake. I'm good with that. He said, what? I said, go to a restaurant. He goes, what, with girls and guys in the place having dinner? He says, that's haram as well, bro. I said, why? Just sitting down in a restaurant eating? He says, yeah, because it's like free mixing, it's haram. I said, wow. So I'm thinking, do you know what? I come in this conversation positive, but you're making it negative. I'm going to leave this conversation. I'm going to the shop, Do you want anything? I'm going to the high street. He goes, where are you going? I said, I'm just going to get something to eat on the high street. He said, what are you eating? I said, I was going to get like a McDonald's or something. He said, yeah, McDonald's is haram, bro. So I was thinking to myself, I'm leaving this conversation like, wow. Alright, I remember walking to the food shop thinking, I'm not sure about this decision now. As a young man, 18, 19 years old, I'm unsure now because I'm thinking, I want to enjoy myself a little bit. Like, it sounds like that religion's going to be too hard. So when I saw the first Muslim, he was giving me dawah, and he was like, Ashley, how are you? Let me talk to you, man. How's things? You still thinking of becoming a Muslim? Like, you remember the last time I saw you? You said, next time. I was like, I didn't even want to see you today. I said, boy, do you know what? I don't know, He's like, what do you mean? Like, you were so positive last time. I said, yeah, I know, but I was chatting to this guy, like, and he's telling me you're not allowed to have a birthday and burgers are haram. And, he was just teaching me about what's haram. And he was like, what? It's like he was so angry inside. He said, who was talking to you about this? I said, you saw some young Muslim, but he was proper religious. He had his beard and da-da. He was like, no. And he started teaching me about faith. And this is like the within, the internal. He's like, do you not listen? If even Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, have mercy on her, said if they came to us with the rule straight away, we would have all ran away. First, we had to learn faith. We had to learn faith. We had to build up our faith. If you don't have no faith, how are you going to follow rules? Once the faith was high, for years, it was years before any rules and commands came down. Once the faith was high, when the rules come, their faith is so high. They know about Allah. They know about paradise, heaven and hell and Allah's qadr. Their faith was so high. When the rules came, they listen and obey with no option. Tell the believing women to cover this. Rip. We do that now. We don't even need to question. Because they had so much faith. That's a command from Allah. We do it. As though that's a command from Allah. We do it. They didn't question that because they had so much faith. So now, I'll go back to how I started, the buying the can of beans and the corn, and I'm thinking to myself, what is up with this religion? I was analysing, not even the people, even myself. My friend came out of prison the other day. He done 12 years. He done 12 years behind the door. So like, he was with us for 3 years before he went to jail as Muslims. And when he come out, I said to him, he said to me, I'm looking at everyone. And he says, what happened, bro? And I said, what do you mean? He goes, what happened? I just don't feel like, it feels like it's not the same. Like, what have you guys done with your Islam? See, when he starts throwing that question at man, like, what have you done with your Islam, man? I'm thinking, what do you mean? He says, I feel like Allah done me a favor putting me in that jail cell for those years. Because now, at first I was jealous of you because you was out here. But now I've come out here and I see what everyone's like and how everyone's iman is. Allah done me a favor putting me in jail. That's the way he said. I was thinking, wow. I was thinking, well, we're still praying and that. But that's how it felt. But I realized, you know what? He's like, we're in a bad way. And I'm just going by his analysis. It looks like it's in a bad state, bro. And then I was thinking about it when I was driving. And I think about many things I've seen over the years. And what attracted me to the religion and what I found in the religion. Like, I just feel like it's like everything we was taught is like the opposite we do. Everything I was attracted to, we're more the opposite. No digs, this is just our own observation, something we can think about and learn. But I was thinking, like, even little things, little tiny things like Allah says, trim the moustache and grow the beard. I first became Muslim, I went straight to Egypt to study. I want to be around the Muslims, and it was like everyone trim the beard and grow the moustache. They literally done the opposite. Like that was a sign of, clean shaven and a big moustache. So I was like, right, they're doing the opposite. Little things like the wedding. The simplest wedding is the best in the eyes of Allah. We are simple. The Muslims are simple. I went to my first Muslim wedding. It was the biggest wedding I've ever been to in my life. It was extravagant. I even remember saying, like, when the auntie came to me, good wedding, yeah? I said, yeah, it's like the dress looks like she's wearing diamonds. This is proper big, innit? She goes, no, this is the first day. Wait till tomorrow. I was thinking, wow, like, we wasn't like that. Even me, like, non-Muslim, our weddings wasn't like that. It was just a little hall, crack on. So I was thinking, wow, and then I was thinking, what? The Sahabas are simple. One of my early tapes I used to listen to the cassette tape. I remember saying that your life should be simple. The companions were simple. Their dress was simple. Their homes were simple. Everything was simple. I don't know about up here, but we're the most extravagant, the Muslims. If you see a Ferrari driving down one of these roads, you know it's an Asian brother, a Muslim brother, or an Arab brother. The Muslims are the most extravagant, the same in London. So I'm thinking, are we doing it on purpose? Like, we just want to do the opposite of what our religion teaches. Even down to things like with the women, I'm not just onto the men, with the modesty. I've never seen a set of women wear as much makeup as like how sisters are with makeup. Like with the sister, it's like, and we're the ones who are meant to be the opposite. I'm not picking at no one in particular, I'm saying as a nation, as a set of people. Because you go online, you see, it's like we're attracted to the wrong things. You see like a Sheikh I know, graduated from Medina University. He's so beneficial. When he speaks, it touches your heart and you can learn from him and everything. The guy, mashallah, has got about 320 followers. And then know that there's some vlogger sister, she's good at like doing eyebrows. And she's got like 1.2 million followers. And it's all Muslims. So I'm thinking, what are we really attracted to? It's like we really are the opposite of what our religion teaches. Even with the bigger things like hatred. I'm being honest, I thought there was a lot of hate amongst it, but I've never witnessed hatred like I've seen it in Islam. How people hate each other. and attack each other and want to argue and fight. We didn't even have time for that. We didn't even have time for that before, that kind of arguing and bickering. It was like, life wasn't like that. Now it's like, yeah, everyone's excited. Not just the hatred, even the humiliation, like what you were talking about before. I've never seen a set of people so excited about humiliating people, another person in their religion. Even the racism, I'm being honest, before Islam, I never felt insecure about my race. I was cool. Now, I've never witnessed racism like I have amongst the Muslims. Like, I've had someone say to me, when the parents were asked about marriage, it's between us. The parents were asked about marriage. I said, what's your parents saying? He said, oh, you're going to laugh. I said, what do you mean I'm going to laugh? Why? What did they say? She's like, oh, just don't take it wasn't my dad, it was my mum. I was like, she's like, don't tell me he's black. And I was like, yeah, he's black. And she was like, oh, I feel sick. I need to go to the toilet. Are you for? And I said, you for real? But she's laughing like, yeah, I told her, mum, that's racist. You can't say that. And she was like, no, I'm not being racist, but come on, like, don't you want to have good-looking children? I said, yeah. She goes, don't worry, I'll talk them around. I was like, no, forget that. Forget talking them around. I'm out. I was thinking, is this what's going on? I never experienced that. So I'm thinking to myself, did I really go in the shop, buy a can of beans, go home and I got corn? Like, did you cheat? Is this... I'm never, and then I realized, you know what it is? It's like everyone wants like what they don't have, in a sense where I understood why I was the way I was. My bad habits, my lust for certain things and my ambition for certain things, because I didn't have those role models. I didn't know about this religion. But now, when I travel the world and I see the Muslims all over and I see this sickness, I proper don't understand why, because I'm thinking, but we knew though. You lot knew. Like your dad did tell you about Uthman ibn Affan, Abu Bakr Siddiq, Umar ibn Khattab. You did know about them from young. You did know about Khadija and Aisha. You did. You was going madrasa. You did know about all of these things. Your parents was actually pushing, like you knew. You had all these role models. You didn't need to search for it somewhere else. You actually knew the secret to happiness from young. You actually knew there was a paradise after this life. You already know. So you didn't need to get lost in this life. You had that gem. You didn't need to. Now sometimes it's hard because I've tasted it. One sheikh said to me, I know why it's hard for some reverts, because you've got like these movies in your head of what you lived or what you've seen before. You actually didn't even need to. But then I just think, you know what it is? It's like you just all become complacent. Like to me, I'm not excited about certain things because I've done it. I've seen it. I'm more excited about this. But then the Muslims, they've been doing it for years. They've been doing these prayers. It's almost like robotic now. Now they're excited about something else. I know one sister wanted last year of university and she took off her hijab, but she was wearing it from like 9 years old. She took it off in her final year of university. And her best friend said to her, like her sister, like, what are you doing? Why you take it off? She said, look, don't judge me, man. Don't judge me. Like, it's me. And she said, no, but why though? You're my inspiration. Why are you taking it off, sis? Like, what's wrong? And I had a big argument. And she said, listen, I know I'm going to put it back on. As I said, I know I'm going to put it back on. This is my final year of university. After university, I know I'm going to put it back on. My parents are going to get me married, and I'm just going to wear it for the rest of my life, and I'm going to be good. But now it's my final year of university. I just want to see what it's like. I just want to know what it's like. I just want to see what it's like. I want to know what it's like hanging around with the guys. I want to know what it's like going to a club. I don't want to get married and feel like I missed out on something. I want to know what it's like. I don't want to feel like I missed out. So she said, yeah, but you never know. She goes, look, just leave me. Stop judging. They had a big argument. 2 weeks later, that sister died. Outside a nightclub. She's saying after university, she's going to get married and she's going to put it back on. And she's just making all these plans. But look, the reality kicks in. 2 weeks later. Now, why she done that is because she thought that's what will make her happy. It's like we all think we know what's going to make us happy. We all think we know what's going to make us sad and what's going to make us happy. No, I don't want to get married and think that I'm looking back and regret. That's going to make me sad. That's what we think. I don't want to do this and do that because I do want to do this and do that because that's going to make me happy. We think. We think we know best. How can we think we know better than the one who created us? They set us guidelines because they know best. They know best. And then, so we do our own thing. And then when we break down, we question it. Like I drove here from London on the motorway, couple-hour drive. When I drive up here, in the new cars, you have to add blue. It said on the screen, add blue. So I put this add blue in the car. I put diesel in the car because that's what it says. Check the manual, put diesel in. I'm listening to Mercedes. They tell me what to do. I'm doing what they tell me to do. I'm not going to go in the petrol station and say, you know what? I heard the advert, Red Bull gives me wings. Let me put Red Bull in the car because it might fly. I'm not going to do my own thing. I'm not going to just take risks like Red Bull. And you know what? Lucozade might make it faster because that's what the runners use in the advert. Put Lucozade in and Red Bull in and drive. I drive up there and halfway up to Birmingham, I'm phoning Al Hikmah saying, the car's broke down. Of course it's broke down. I've done my own thing. But you know this. But in life, this is what we're doing. The manufacturer, Allah who created us, is giving us the guidelines on what to do. And we're that kind of pushing that aside and saying, no, I'm going to just do my own thing because I think this is going to work. And then what happens? We break down on this journey. And when we break down, we're crying, we're in our room and we don't understand why we're breaking down. You should understand because you tried to do it our own way. I'm a victim of this as well. And you know what? I have to go back. So I love coming to these talks. I listen to my brother speak and it always gives me reminders. Every day, yesterday I was out in Scotland, it reminds me to come back. Don't get taken off. We have to work with each other. We've got to lose that hatred, lose that racism, lose all of those things and work with each other. When you see someone off, you bring them back. You're off because tomorrow it might be me off. Help me up. Be the family. Come back, come back. And what does Allah say continuously in the Quran? Remember me and I will remember you. That's the way to get the true happiness. We just got to remember Allah and Allah will take care of all of our affairs. That's the answer. And listen, I remember the story. I'll just briefly go through it. I'm not a scholar. The story of the young boy in Mecca at Hajj time. He found a bag. A bag's filled with gold, like a gold chain. Some of you might know the story. He found a bag filled with gold, a gold chain. The boy is poor. The young boy is poor. He has nothing. And he's found this. This is worth money. The boy is poor. This is worth money. What's he going to do? He doesn't want to keep it for himself. He knows he's got taqwa in Allah. He has to go back to his owner. But he's thinking he could just take a little piece of the gold for himself just to buy some food and let the other owner take the rest. Like many of us would do. He had no food, nothing. But his taqwa won't allow him to even do that. Puts everything in. A man comes, he has to ask what is in the bag. Like he's claiming it's his. He asks him what is in the bag. The man explains what's in the bag. He describes it to the T, believes it's him. He gives it back to its rightful owner. So the bag goes back to its rightful owner. The man says, here's $200. Take this. You gave it back. You're a trustworthy young boy. Take this. The boy refused the $200. Why is he refusing? He's saying, I didn't give it back for the sake of money. I gave it back for the sake of Allah. So keep the money as well. He ain't got nothing. So the man's confused. He's thinking, wow, this little boy has a different type of heart and trust. So much so when the man goes back to his island and he's telling his family and his people about the Hajj and how it was, he tells them all the story about this boy and how trustworthy he was and how he lost the chain, the necklace that was worth so much. And he returned it to him and he wouldn't even accept the money. He said, this kind of boy, I make dua that he's united with us again in our family. I want to see this boy again. So he makes dua. The boy, something's happening. He's at sea on a boat and it's like the boat goes to drown. And the boy is the only one who survived. The only one who survived. He's holding onto a piece of wood and that wood, through the water, it takes him to an island. And when he survives, it takes him to an island. He gets off on this island now. And the first place he goes is to the masjid. And when he gets to the masjid, he's reciting Quran. Now they hear his voice reciting Quran and they say, who is this? Like this young boy, this boy has got good recitation. He's older now. So a man comes in the masjid and he offers him a job. He says, man, I want to give you a job to teach Quran to my kids. He takes the job. He teaches Quran to his kids and more time passes. So they say, this man is so trustworthy. The teacher of the kids. We should give it. He doesn't have no wife or no family. We should offer him one of the daughters to get married. So he offers him one of the daughters to get married. He accepts it. He marries the daughter. And it wasn't till the wedding night when he goes to see the daughter and he sees the necklace around the daughter's neck. And he remembers this is where did you get this necklace? This is the necklace I found when I was young in Mecca and I returned it. And the girl says, you was the young boy, the trustworthy boy. I remember my dad came back and told us. So they find out, it's revealed that it was him. And you think about the power of the dua that the dad made, bringing to us. Look what Allah done, he brought into them. And he ended up marrying the girl. And his wife, sadly, she passed away. And their children passed away to where he ended up being the owner of this chain. So look at that. After everything, he ended up getting it as a rightful owner. Not saying this is what he's working for, but it's to understand that remember Allah, and Allah will take care of all of our affairs. We think we know what's best. Like, do you know what? I'm just going to take a bit of this so I can buy some food. No, just remember Allah, and Allah will take care of all of our affairs. That's why I always have to remind myself. Always have to remind myself. Someone called me the other day and said they're stressed, they're 19, they don't know what job to do. I'm studying this, but I'm thinking I should be doing that, and da-da-da-da-da. So much stuff. And I remember saying, do you pray? I started thinking, right, you're judging me. I phoned you about work and you're asking me if I pray. Because for me, when I ask about the prayer, it's simple. It's like, why are you asking about the prayer? I was thinking, you know what? Allah takes care of all of our affairs. If we remember Allah, He takes care of all of our affairs. That's what I find. Someone said to me, so why don't you not pray? Why do you always pray and not pray? He said. I said, no matter what I do, I sin. I sin, I sin, I sin, I sin, I sin, I sin. Trust me, I'm not free from sins. I maybe sin more than all of you in here. But no matter how dirty I am, I'm never letting a day go past where I don't pray my 5 prayers. No way. Sometimes my friends will be like, no, I'm too bad, or I'm too that, I can't pray, I don't even want to go in the mosque, you know, bro, I'm like, I'll be dirty. I said, bro, you're dirty, well then we need to go in the mosque even more. What do you mean, like, and I said, why, how do you get that though? I said, how do I get that? It's 3 reasons. Number 1, it's for Allah. Allah commanded us to pray. This is the first thing we're going to be judged upon. Like, we have to pray, like, we're going to be judged. If the prayer is good, everything else is good. If the prayer is bad, everything else is bad. We have to pray, we've got no choice. I have to pray. I want paradise. Regardless of how I want to that mercy of paradise. I know if they check my account and I prayed every day 5 times, there just might be a chance that I'm going there. I don't need to pray. I need that. I do it for Allah. Allah tells us to pray. We have to. I said, look, when my mum told me to do something, I used to do it. If I see a kid on the estates, mum call him and tell him to do something, and he goes, shut up, mum, man, I'm busy doing my own thing. We would have beat up that kid and say, listen to your mum, man. If your mum's telling you to do something, go do it. What kind of a child is that don't listen to their parents? Your parents made you. We would have helped the mum bad discipline the kid. So how can I now know that Allah created my mum, everything, the birds in the sky, the fishes in the sea, the animals in the jungle, and our Creator is telling us to pray, and I'm not going to pray? Then I'm worse than that kid. I have to pray, whether I want to or not. I have to. That's why I pray. Another reason why I pray is because how can I make an excuse that I ain't got time to if I've got time to do so much other things? Listen, I remember the day my friends would tell me, yo, we got to go here, there. A girl's calling me up saying, hey, what are you doing? Do you want to come round my house? I'm going in the bathroom, I'm having a shower, I'm putting on aftershave, I'm getting in my car. She's like, look, you better get here before 10 o'clock because I've got work tomorrow. My parents are coming home. Don't worry, I'm rushing, driving an hour across London to get there to see that girl. I hope I don't get there late. She better still be up. It's 10 o'clock. So I'm going to go through all that trouble. But as the sun's coming down and Allah's above his throne and he's waiting to see which of my services is going to get up and pray, all I have to do is go in the bathroom, make a wudu, a few minutes. So I don't even have to have a full shower and get the mat out in the other room. As long as I'm covered, I can even keep my pajamas on. Pray, 4 minutes. Done. Can go back to bed, can go back to do what I'm doing. That's it. I ain't got time for that, but it's hard because of my schedule. But the things we do for the people. So I think about when I was reading in Riyadh al-Salihin and it said, like this is Riyah, you live for the people. It said, go to the people and see what reward they can give you. They can't even help themselves today, but you was up doing everything for the people. You should have been doing it for Allah. So I said, that's the second reason why I pray. I have to. Allah commanded it. And I said, and the third reason why I pray is because I'm selfish. It's for me. Because I need good in my life. I need good in my life. Sometimes I feel my life is bad and I need good to happen. I want to be happy. I want things to go right for me. I want to live a good life. And I know the only way I can have a good life and things go good is if I remember Allah. Allah will remember me. If I do bad, I know bad's about to come. Bad's about to come. If I commit a sin now today, I'd get in the car and I'll be like, due to get a puncture or something's going to go wrong. Because I know the bad's going to come. If I do good, it's like the good comes. We have to. So I have to pray. I know I want good. I wanted my mum to take shahada. I wanted this to happen. I wanted that to happen. I know the best way of doing that is just remembering Allah, and Allah will remember me. But a lot of us want good to come. We want to get a good job. We want this. We want peace in our families. We want that. But we're not even focused. We're not even remembering Allah. We're wondering why we ain't got no. So when she messaged me about the work and stuff and feeling lost and the university degree, and I asked, why do you pray? Because this is the key to everything. This is all it is. Alhamdulillah. It's just personal for me. Everything I talk about is just personal things I've experienced and gone through. No lecturing, it's just straight personal. We can all be inspired from it. My main thing is poetry. I'm a poet. Not really a speaker, I'm a poet. Just a poet. So I'm going to do some poetry, bismillah. You see, start with a freestyle, as always. Why not? Maybe if I see a few more years, maybe I could cry a few more tears. Maybe you'll forgive me my sins. Maybe you can then let me in. 'Cause maybe I'm less than they expect. Maybe it's hard to be perfect. Maybe I'm less than they expect. Maybe it's hard to be perfect. Regardless, with them or without, I'ma keep this hope, no doubt. 'Cause maybe that Kaaba I walk round, or maybe that marble underground, will speak up and speak out. Or maybe that one orphan child. I could have been anything I put my mind to. I wasn't raised with this faith. This way I choose. I could have been anything I put my mind to. I wasn't raised with this faith. This way I choose. You see, don't worry, I'm going to get into it. I'm just freestyling for the beginning. I like to freestyle at the start. You see, I'm standing there before you, like a man in a courtroom, solemnly swore to tell the truth, and you gave me your ears. We gave you our heart, told you our story from the start to my teenage years. Testing a gun out in the park, no fear from the banging of the spark, to my days of Christianity. In times with no electricity, sitting in my house in the dark. Yeah, I was raised on a council estate. My mum struggled to put food on the plate. I remember I would stay up late, watching the videos on MTV. I wanted the same Versace shades like B.I.G. I wanted a Cubana chain like him, Jay-Z. I wanted to drive in the range. That was a childhood dream. I guess I'm victim to all the things that I've seen. I guess I'm fortunate to get took by this theme. Amazing. Look at where we are today. This ain't what I was raised amongst. I call this the chosen way. I used to go into church every Sunday. Mum's cooking rice and peas, listening to reggae. I'm a typical bad boy, typical black household. Walk with my jeans low, face like I own the road. Before there was no hope, I used to make a lot of dough. Asked me about my purpose in this life, I said I don't know. A few books, few months, lot of reading. A new season, it brings a new way of thinking. I reason when a Muslim is speaking, I listen. Smile because of the beauty I found in his religion. This is what was missing, the final piece of the puzzle. It's starting to make sense now. Before it was all muddled. I was stuck in the jungle, blind like a bat. Now I see quite clear. It's Allah, thank for that. He brought me the facts. Now the boy from the flats is the boy who lays head down on the mat. Simple as that. Now that I found Islam, inshallah, I'ma never turn back. See, I was on the outside looking in, ghetto child lingering, thinking should I take it now? Thoughts with us wavering, will it make my daddy proud? What am I gonna say to him? Can I go back to my house, mommy, I'm a Muslim? How's she gonna take it down? How they gonna take it in? Will I end up kicked out? Will I get a kick in? I don't know what to do, I gotta plan my next move. Wanna take Shahada soon, really gotta think it through. What's right for me, I have to do. I live for me and not for you. I don't believe that is true. The things I read in the news, it's my choice, I'ma choose. I ain't got nothing to lose. This is the religion, the truth. Read the books, found the proof. Ismail came to me, sat me down and say to me, what's your purpose in life? It just is like a game to me. I would think occasionally Ismail was right. Need to fix up my life, tonight could be my last night. So just before the summer, year 2002, mine's already had a wand, now it's time to make a move. Made my way down to the studs, link up with my crew, sit on a single chair, run my fingers through my hair. Said, yo, Israfil, is your older brother here? Thankfully he says, yeah. Ismail was downstairs, he'll be up in a minute, he's having a word with his mother. He comes up, I tell him I want to take my shahada. Looks at me and smiles, I stand up, receive a hug. He said, I see you as a friend, and more I look you like a bruv. Now I can feel the love, no longer feeling lost. He said, take off your cross, to take a drive to New Cross. I met my Uncle Yasser and his brothers from all over. They said, it's time to leave the ghetto life way over your shoulder. I said, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. There's no true God except Allah. Muhammad is his messenger. I ain't going church no more. I'm going Jummah. Friday, straight a mosque, Mumtaz on the khutbah. I want to get the front row. I have to get there early. He read the prayer in Arabic. I understood it barely. Really got to learn it quick. Got myself a teacher. Then I went to Egypt to learn the language better. Feeling all emotional, I wrote my mum a letter. I needed. Feeling lonely, wanted to find myself a lover. I tried to get married and suffered a bit of racism. He said she could be with me because my parents were Jamaican. I said, hey, but I still praying. I fasted Ramadan. He said, no, daughter, don't mind me marrying this black man. I said, okay, cool. I'ma make the offer for you, and you know what, brother, this made the offer for me too. I'm just happy I'm a Muslim. I came from the streets to Islam. The ghetto, when I see my brother give a palm, embrace with a hug and greet with salam. Salamu alaikum. I'm a Muslim, I came from the streets to Islam. The ghetto, when I see my brother give a palm, embrace with a hug and greet with salam. Salamu alaikum. Salamu alaikum. Salamu alaikum. I was raised around Guns and Roses, got inspired by the story of Moses. I ask Allah to have mercy on this soul of mine. I'm surrounded by Guns and Roses, inspired by the story of Moses. Oh Allah, have mercy on this soul of mine. I find myself in the other side of this world, all for this religion, all for what Allah revealed. You find Bilal with a small flat by myself, Quran in between my knees, books piled upon the shelf. As I read, memories flash me in my day. Everything looks different, so many things have changed. To the Bilal now, this world doesn't look the same. All the things I used to like, I can't even like again. All the things I was about, I had to leave behind. Ashley was a little boy, Bilal's the man I had to find. I always knew there was a time that I would cross the line. Knew there was a true religion, that religion wasn't mine. They're looking at me and they're saying the boy's gone crazy. Gave up so much, all for the one that made me. Preparing myself for the angels to come and take me. Take me from this terrible world in which they placed me. And the signs were clear for them as they are for me, but they didn't choose to listen, they didn't choose to see. I see the two paths in front of me so clearly. I'm choosing the right side, I'm staying on it firmly. Obviously I'm just another guy from the road, finding it hard on this path that I chose. But I ain't gonna choice, now the realness shows. We all gotta submit, that's just how it goes. I'm a traveller in this world, this is my journey home. I'm not stopping in this life, I'm just passing by. I could achieve my dreams if I made effort and tried. But this life's only temporary, so that's a waste of time. Yeah, I'm a traveller in this world. You see, this morning I was chilling out in London, oh, and then I ended up in Istanbul. Last night I was in Switzerland. I'm a traveller on these lands, sitting on a boat going Santander, cross the border to Morocco, Tangier. Next month shall be Pakistan. I'm a traveller on these lands. This morning I was chilling out in London, oh, and then I ended up in Istanbul. Last night I was in Switzerland. I'm a traveller on these lands, sitting on a boat going Santander, cross the border to Morocco, Tangier. Next month shall be Pakistan. I'm a traveller on these lands. 10 years of travelling. You see, this journey's been amazing. I gave up something for Allah. He replaced it with something much better. You see, this life is a funny thing. I was daydreaming in Mina. Then Arafat in the blazing heat. Mustalafat was a perfect sleep. Underneath the stars on the concrete. This belief here is concrete. Allah, look at what you done for me. Seriously, look at what you done to me. I wish I could stop all my sins. I conceal them because they're embarrassing. We should be ashamed of our bad deeds. We can't let that stop us going on our knees. This morning I was chilling out in London, no, and then I ended up in Istanbul. Last night I was in Switzerland. I'm a traveller on these lands, sitting on a boat going Santander, across the border to Morocco, Tangier. Next month shall be Pakistan, with us travellers on these lands. That's it, khalas.